Hi Aquarius. So let's do a 4-layered spread to try to capture as much of your energy as we can. So I have 2 tarot decks and 2 oracle decks that we're going to use for this spread. So we're starting with 7 of Cups, 9 of Wands, Strength, Temperance, 10 of Swords, 8 of Wands, Knight of Cups, the Hanged Man, Ace of Wands, 7 of Wands, and 5 of Swords under this deck. I can tell you already, Aquarius, that this is going to be a love reading, but let me do the rest of these layers. So we have Toil and Labor, Sudden Wealth, Thief, Family Room, Journey, Distant Horizons. Under this deck, we have House. Then we're going to get 6 of these tarot cards. So 7 of Pentacles wanted to come out, so we're going to take that. Oh, Ace of Cups wanted out, so we're taking that too. These cards are jumpy. Okay. Justice, King of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. Under this deck is the 6 of Wands, and then we'll take 2 of these, and then we're really going to get into this, Aquarius. So there's the House, and we have House here, and Tree. Under this deck is a Woman. So I already feel very strongly that this is about you and another person in your energy. It feels like something happened. You're not feeling the same energy that you did in this relationship once before. So in the past, you felt stronger about this than you do now. With the 5 of Swords here, there could have been lies between the two of you. There could have been, with the House card showing up twice, I sort of feel like you do live together or you have at least some kind of a commitment, but yet the commitment was only in the physical because it looks like there were lies, perhaps betrayals. There may have been people who came between the two of you, and this does not have to mean it was an affair or anything that extreme, but certainly someone came between the two of you, what once used to be a really strong connection and probably some kind of high-level commitment, but there were lies. Something was hidden. So let's really get into this, Aquarius. So the energy that exists between the two of you is the Hanged Man, Journey, 10 of Pentacles, and Tree. So this again is really telling me that you are already in some kind of a committed situation with this person. The Tree is long-term growth. It can even signify family. So you might have a family with this person. The 10 of Pentacles can often be that you have a long-term standing commitment and a lot of assets that you share. We saw sudden wealth here, which makes me think that you do share already a lot of assets, including maybe homes and children and these types of things. But it feels like right now you're both changing your perspective on what this relationship actually is or what it's supposed to mean. With Journey, it could be that you're spending some time apart right now. One or both of you may have left the situation. But what I'm kind of strongly getting, especially with the Tree and the Hanged Man, is that this is a spiritual journey, that whatever happened, whatever betrayals, whatever people came between you, it was meant to awaken both of you. So let's see what else we can find out. In your person's feelings, we have the 8 of Wands and Family Room. So your person feels like they want you back. So if they were the ones who messed up, it looks to me like they feel like going the distance and getting you back into their inner circle. So If you were the one who moved out, for example, they really want you back. And that's even on an energetic level. If you've pulled yourself back energetically because you just felt like you were just done with this, and you're saying this person can't compete with me, and you're not going to let another person wedge between us, that if you were the one who left in that example, they really feel like trying to figure out how to get you back. In their feelings, they really want you back in their grasp, in their home, in their lives, in their arms, whatever that is for you. Right now, it feels like they're trying to be somewhat creative about it too, that they feel like maybe they have to be creative about this in order to get you back. But I do feel this family room card is about intimacy. It's about bonding. It's about confiding. It's your inner circle. So I can see that they really feel like getting you back in there if you've slipped away from them energetically. Their actions towards you are the Knight of Cups and the King of Pentacles. I really like this combination. They're taking action towards you in a very stable and solid, but very loving way. So this is, it can be a good sign that this person wants to come towards you in this way. But until we figure out what this Five of Swords is and why they've lied, this could be a combination of really laying it on thick. This could be a combination of love bombing or one-sidedness type of energy where they might be coming on a little too strong. Because I was getting with the Eight of Wands that they want to be a bit creative about how to get you back. And sometimes if you have to think creatively about getting someone back, it's not necessarily authentic, but we're going to see. In your feelings, you have the Seven of Wands and distant horizons. So you are certainly keeping this person at arm's length. There's no question about that. And so that's why I feel like it may be your person who perhaps did the deceitful thing, whatever that is, and you could be the one to have either left physically, you could have left a physical home, or what I'm getting stronger is that you just emotionally have left the building. Do you understand? So, but this feels like you've walked out on this person, at least energetically, with distant horizons and the Seven of Wands. It does feel like you've set up a boundary and you're way over here now, where once you were in their family room, so to speak, you are now in the distant horizons. And that's why I feel like they're coming towards you in this way with the Knight of Cups and the King of Pentacles, because they really, really want you back. So your actions are the Ace of Wands and the Seven of Swords. So it feels to me like you're just avoiding a new start with this person. I think you very much understand that your person wants to start over, but it feels like you either just don't want it at all and never will, or you are taking your time in deciding. So right now it just feels like you're avoiding that coming together. I think you may feel like your person has to deal with the consequences of their actions, that this could be a karmic lesson for them. They have to understand the laws of cause and effect, that if you allow someone to come between you and there are lies, then you run the risk of the person that you want leaving, right? That's cause and effect, karmic debt. And so it looks to me like you're just not dealing with it right now. You're just kind of over here holding your boundary. So they see you as the Nine of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. So they see you somewhat correctly in the sense that you are not dealing with this right now. The Seven of Pentacles can be just a card of completely stopping all action. It's a pause in the action. And the Nine of Wands is really, those are those boundaries that we were just talking about, that you really set them up. So set up your boundaries, I mean. So it feels like this person feels like they can't access you. And the cards are telling me that too. So I think that that may be what's going on, that they just cannot access you whatsoever. Even if they want to come clean, even if they want to confess things, it's like they can't reach you, is what this is really feeling like. You see them as temperance and justice. So again, I feel like you feel that this person has to deal with their own karmic justice. They must do that. They kind of have to delve deeply into their own soul with temperance and justice in order to figure out why they did what they did. When you used to have such a successful relationship, why would they allow whatever this situation, person, whatever this was, these lies to get between you? Why would they do that? So I think that that's a perfectly good position for you to take, that they are just getting their karma right now. They're dealing with their own soul, their own soul's growth, diving deep into their shadow, trying to figure out why in the world that they did that. I don't know that they are doing that, but you are saying this is what they need to do. This is how you see them. That I don't believe you're going to really let them back into your energy until they've done a lot of that deep dive. But here in their intentions, they have the Seven of Cups and toil and labor. So it's not a great energy in the sense that they want to do the work. They want you back. There's no question about that. But I think they're really unsure about how to do that. And it's giving this feeling that this person is just going to start chasing you because they have a fear of abandonment or because they have codependencies or whatever that is. I don't really think that they're looking at this in a very authentic way. They're just going to chase you, which I believe is why we see their actions as the Knight of Cups and the King of Pentacles, because they're just going to start laying it on really thick for you because they just want you back. So I don't really get the sense that they're going to do that hard work that it looks like you are requiring of them to really look at the laws of cause and effect and to pay that karmic debt. It almost looks like they just want to take a shortcut and just get you back because they just want you back instead of doing the work. And the problem when people come back together in situations like that is it's bound to happen again. It can potentially happen again if your person doesn't really learn their lesson in the situation. So your intentions are the Ten of Swords and Thief. You intend to put an end to this. And I kind of saw this here with the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Wands, that you don't really want this new beginning with them. I really do feel like in your deepest intentions, you just want this to be over and done with. It may be that you don't know how to do it with the Thief card. You may feel a bit stuck right now, like you're not exactly sure how to free yourself from this. But I do get the sense, especially with two of these house cards, that there is a way for you to create space for yourself in another place of home or another, whatever that is for you, that if you feel like you have all these assets that are keeping you together, I do think you're going to find a creative way to do that. But you do intend to end this. At least that's what the cards are telling me. But again, this energy that exists between the two of you is strength, sudden wealth, Ace of Cups, and the House. So this again is telling me that you have assets with this person. There's a house here, there's money here. So I feel like there are certain assets that hold the two of you together. Perhaps even ego could be involved with the Strength card, because this often represents ego, where one or both of you doesn't want to admit defeat. So for example, it would mean having to get a divorce, and many times people refuse to do that because they don't want to admit to themselves or to other people that they failed. But this is really acknowledging that with this Ace of Cups, it does feel like there is some healing that's going on here. But what I get more from this is that you are discovering your own uniqueness in this situation. So it's not to say that this can't be fixed or can never be fixed, but there has to be a new approach to it. And I believe it has to happen on your person's side. It looks to me like your person really has to learn this lesson. And I think right now, because they're confused about it, it may be that you can explain to them, and you don't have to, but it does look like they are confused about which action to take. Or perhaps they're trying to confuse you because they just want you back in your energy, in their energy. So that Ace of Cups that exists between the two of you, though, it does feel like there is an undying love that exists between the two of you. It really does. And there is a healing element there too. I can't help but notice that. And we did see journey here. So this could be that your person is just on a spiritual journey. And if you feel like being patient with them, they see you as patient with the Seven of Pentacles. If you feel like being patient with them, there could be some real healing that comes out of this. And this might not have to be the end, but I do see you intending this to be the end. And ultimately, this is your decision. They did have someone come in between you in whatever ways that was, if this is your reading. And but I just can't help being drawn back to that Ace of Cups. It's there for a reason. And it does make me feel like your person is healing, wants to heal, but it's certainly going to take a lot of time, Aquarius. So that's up to you. So there you go. That is your love reading. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.